Are you thinking about shopping on Carter-London.com? The website claims to be a long-standing family-run British store that started back in 1982. According to their story, they're closing down to focus on family and offering up to 80% off on all items as a thank you to customers. It sounds sentimental and convincing, but once you dig deeper, things start to fall apart. Let's start with the basics. Despite claiming a history dating back to 1982, the domain Carter-London.com was only registered on July 2, 2025. That means the site is only a few days old. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a scam, but it's definitely not the legacy business they pretend to be. And then there's that huge 80% discount. It's very uncommon for real stores, even those closing down, to offer such steep markdowns on every product. Add to that the fact that many of the images on the site appear to be AI-generated or copied from other sources, and it starts looking less like a sale and more like bait. Another major red flag is the lack of contact information. There's no phone number, no physical address, and the only way to reach them is through a generic email or a basic form. This makes getting help nearly impossible if your order never arrives, or worse, if it does and it's not what you expected. Even the legal pages are vague. The terms and conditions and refund policies are incomplete and don't tell you who's really running the site. That kind of lack of transparency is never a good sign. If you look at their website, they proudly show a 4.7-star rating from over 2,500 reviews. But on Trustpilot, the reality is very different. Only 37 reviews and almost all of them are terrible. Customers report receiving cheap, low-quality items that ship from China, not the UK. Some even had to pay to send the products back to a warehouse in Central Asia just to request a refund. The reviews are filled with frustration. One user called it a complete scam, saying the beautiful products shown on the website turned out to be cheap and nasty. Others say customer service promised replacements, then went completely silent. People are especially upset that the company pretended to be a traditional English store while actually operating from China, sending items that don't match UK sizing or photos. And finally, there's no social media presence. In this day and age, that's highly suspicious. Any legit business, especially one having a closing down sale, would be promoting hard on platforms like Facebook or Instagram. But Carter London is nowhere to be found. So is Carter-London.com legit? All signs point to no. Between the fake backstory, the suspicious discounts, copied images, lack of contact details, fake reviews, and angry real customers, this site looks like a well-disguised scam. Be careful and don't let the emotional story fool you.